I remember, like, I used to hate the bagpipes with a passion. So, which, you know, I look at it now and it kind of sucks because, like, a lot of the times they play them at, like, the Remembrance Day ceremonies and stuff like that. So I was like, bagpipes, here we go. And then, you know, as I got older and, like, I stopped being a fucking knob. So many... so many Final Fantasy 12 remakes and remasters? Or did you miss one of the eyes? Old and redone. I just grabbed this one on Steam, so I'm not 100% sure if this is a remake or a remaster.
No more.
Thank you. Hopefully you'll stop back in again. I've been working on this beard for quite the long time. Although it technically should be about 5 inches longer. I set it on fire at work once. It was a grand old time. I was soldering a shower valve. I'm a plumber. Soldering a shower valve, and I was like, I think I got the back of this joint. Let me check. And I was still heating up another joint so that I could solder it. And one fucking hair caught on fire, and it burnt one side all the way up about 4 inches. Because when I don't, like, push my beard together, it splits off. It forks into two. For some reason, the middle just doesn't like to grow. So a lot of the times I'll do this, and I'll, like, twist it together. I haven't done it in a little while, but I also braid it. I have beads for it. Which I should probably do soon. But I usually put it in, like, one to two braids. But I've been working on it for about 4 years, I think. I don't plan on cutting it anytime soon. The wife loves it too much; she'd get angry. I used to do like not like 100% clean shaven, but I used to do like the really short beard and like you know, kind of like lined everything up, made sure everything was like trim. But then, you know, she likes the fancy Viking beards, so I was like, you want to know what? I was like, that just means I don't have to shave every couple days. So sure. So it's just like, okay, that's just one less thing I have to worry about, and I just leave it. It was like it was a little bit of a problem when I was working in the food industry, because I was in the food industry for fucking 15 years. 12 of those years management, so it was like, you know, food industry, so if I want to keep the beard, I gotta fucking wear a beard net and stuff, which was slightly irritating, but, you know, I did what I did. But now that I'm a plumber, it's not a deal for anything. So it's just like, okay, beard now. The beard exists. I just have to worry about catching it on fire. How long am I? I've only been streaming for about 40 minutes. I usually go for a minimum of 2 hours. But let's see, it's 9 o'clock now, so an hour would be 10. I'll probably end up doing, I think, 3 or 4 hours today, just for the fact that the wife's in class right now.
Don't worry.
So she's downstairs doing her thing, so there's not really anything else I'm going to be doing. So I'd say probably at least 3, maybe 4.
Please, let us help.
No, you guys are untrained civilians. Go back and do your thing.
Volunteers front and center.
Here, take this one.
So, okay, I'm gonna enjoy this. Yeah, like, I never do any less than 2 hours.
Take care now. Mom?
Or that went down the wrong tube. I apologize. Oh, that was painful. Oh, energy drink in my lungs. I'm gonna breathe super fast now. was a terrible fucking time. Oh my god.
Right.
But yeah, like I used to take another little sip.
All right, last one. Somebody take it.
But I used to do like 4 to 6 hours when like I was huge into the streaming. Like right now I'm streaming every day just because I'm waiting on a call from my boss to get back to work. Because I just finished doing
All right. lay
blocks
low,
last month.
fine. We'll clear out the area.
So I'm waiting for a call from him to get back. We're waiting on a couple jobs that they've bid on and stuff like that. So, you know, while I'm off and while she's in school, I'm just home anyways. So I decided to do every day. Usually I only do the weekends. Usually I do Saturday, Sunday. So like once I get back to work, if you don't see me throughout the week, that's when I am. I think I'm gonna stream most mornings now. I used to do like 4 to like 8, and then I dropped it down to like around 2 o'clock, and then I dropped it to 12. But I find most people are doing around those times, so I'm a plumber. I'm a plumber. I work with the pipes and the running waters. But, yeah, so I'm gonna start doing mornings now, just so I can get a little bit more time in.
I want to make this job easier.
So, like, I'm up at 5 a.m. every day anyways, because I hit the gym at 5 a.m. with my, my oldest son. And then usually come home, get them ready, and then out the door for, 8 o'clock for work. But, you know, when I get back to work, obviously, I won't be streaming during the week. But weekends, I think I'm going to still do the same thing. I'm going to, like, I get up at 5 a.m. anyways. But I'll probably end up doing, starting at, like, 8 or 9, kind of like today. And do that on the weekends, just so, like, it's kind of like a consistent thing. I enjoy my job. Like, even the really, like, literal and figuratively shitty jobs. Like, I worked in the food industry fucking 15 years, and it was a terrible time. Like, anybody that's worked food industry, I can guarantee right now, unless it's, like, probably, like, a restaurant and you're, like, a chef, and, like, you actually, like, I love to cook, but I'd never be able to be a chef, because I know the food industry too fucking well. But, like, I hated the food industry. Like, and I did management for 12 fucking years of that. So, and, like, I was not happy. I was not happy. I ended up getting let go from one of my jobs because I asked too many questions. They said I was, they didn't feel I wanted to grow their business enough. Oh, it's not even the made good thing. I'd never be, if I was a trained chef, like, I'd never want to sit there and constantly have to listen to other people's stuff. I'd be like, I'd have to own my own place. And as somebody who's done management forever, I know what the stress of that looks like. But, like, they let me go because I didn't want to grow their business enough. Never had a write-up. I was their store manager. I did their hiring, their firing, their ordering, like, everything like that. And they just let me go. I ran their store for, I think it was somewhere between 6 and 8 years. I can't remember 100% right now. They had to give me severance. So, like, easy to tell I didn't do anything. And, like, I was hurt, I was lost, I didn't know what to do. And then now sorry, Aaron, I warned everybody. I don't know if you're here when I warned everybody. I said I was doing 13. I always flop back and forth. I do Final Fantasy one day and Star Ocean the next, so tomorrow will be Star Ocean. But But yeah, so like I was lost. Like I've never been let go from a job in my life. I was with Dairy Queen for a long time. I was with them for like 12 years, I think. Okay, so it was probably less than 8 years. I can't remember how long I was with them now. It might have been 10 years. It is very underrated. Yeah, so I was with them, I think, Dairy Queen for around 10 years-ish. I think it was five down here where I live now, and then 5 when I had moved away for a little while. I had just gotten a transfer. And then I moved back home again, and I worked at another place for, I think it was like 5 or 6 years. And then, like, they let me go. So, like, I've never been let go from a job before, and I didn't know what to do. Like, eventually, after a week or so, I'd calmed down, applied for,
I told you, didn't I?
unemployment and whatnot, and I ended up going back to school. I went back to school. I applied for both plumbing and carpentry. And, like, finding a job is hell. I remember when I moved back home from when I was away, I had minimum, like, 8 to 10 years management experience. And fucking, like, 10 years at one job, like, one company. And put out fucking 200 plus resumes, and it still took me 6 months to find a job. That right there is fucked up. But like I said, like I applied for the carpentry and the plumbing, and I was like, you want to know what? I've never taken a vacation in my life. Ever since I started working, never had more than like 4 days off. So I decided, I was like, I'm on EI right now. I was like, this is my time to, relax and de-stress. Because before I had moved back home, I had worked fucking 2 full-time management jobs in the food industry. I was working 90 plus hours a week. Like, I burnt myself out big time. The GOAT Final Fantasy 13, don't fall, don't die. He's just like, shit, I shouldn't be wearing these gloves. They give me no grip. Got my license. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's what is fucking ridiculous. Like, finding a job is, like crazy. And, like, especially with how, like, healthcare, like, really everywhere is kind of hurting for some things, where it's, like, 8 months to find work and you're an RN. It's like, what? Yes, I would like to save my progress. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it was 11 years ago or now. Like, the health industry always needs people. Always. But, the worst part about waiting to go back to school when I had applied is I didn't get my acceptance because, like, it was getting close to September. Like, I was like, oh my god, I was like, I really, really, like, need that acceptance letter. I was like, if I don't get my acceptance and September runs around, I was like, I gotta look for a job. I was like, I don't want to go back to the food industry. I'm in Nova Scotia.
Why not just stamp it out here?
But, like, I was like, I need, it was getting close to September. And I was like, if I don't get it in the next, like, couple weeks, I was like, I gotta find a job. I was like, I don't want to go back to the food industry, but, like, there's not much else I can go for. I was like, if I'm not getting accepted to school. And, like, I got my acceptance for the plumbing the week before the course fucking started. 7 days before the course started. While I was getting ready to go away for a week. There's a camping trip that me and some of the family go on, where we know these friends. They own a big plot of land up on the top of a mountain, and we go up there and we camp out, like, tents, everything, and, like, We plan the whole week out. There's a couple of our friends that go up, and it's just like, it's a getaway, like, unplug, no electricity, no nothing, campfires and stuff like that. We were packed and ready to pull out the driveway when I got the fucking email where it's like, do you still want this seat? And they were asking me to confirm it, and I was like, of course I want the seat. I've been waiting since fucking January. What do you even mean? And they were like, okay, good to know that you still want the seat. Now you have 48 hours to show us that you have some kind of payment plan in line to pay for said seat. And I was like, what? What do you mean? I was like, 48 hours. And I'm sitting there like, we're getting ready to drive away to spend the next week on a fucking mountain where there's no reception for anything. So needless to say, a lot of the driving was the wife, and I was sitting there rushing to find a loan of some sort. I'm calling around banks, I'm calling around this, I'm calling around that. As I die again. And I couldn't find anything.
What's that?
It wasn't until I remembered the first time I went back to college and got my graphic design certificate when I was like, oh yeah, I was like, there's a website to apply for like federal student loans. So like the whole drive up, I was like fucking ripping out of my mind. Like I was going nuts. And now we're finally up there on the mountain. And I've got the worst fucking, like, reception in history. And I'm trying to apply for this student loan through the web browser on my phone. I'm just like, what is going on? And it's like, not working, not going through. So, like, my mood was, like, up here at the start, because I'm like, oh yeah, we're going away for a week, like, it's time to de-stress, and then it just went, boo! Ah, the Boomerang Man. But eventually it went through. I got my fucking the code I needed for my student loan. Sent it in, and it was all good to go. And I was just like, I looked at her, and like it was middle of the afternoon, and I was just like, I need to go lay down. I was like, I just need to get away from everything right now. I was like, I'm sorry, I know we're here. I know this is supposed to be like a happy time, and we're supposed to be de-stressing, but I was like, I'm not in the right mood right now. Especially since the drive up. Friggin' I have severe road rage. Especially when it comes to, like, people doing 15 to 20 under the speed limit. And every single instance that it could have happened, I got caught behind somebody doing, like, 20 to 40 under the speed limit. So, like, my stress level was so high, I'm surprised I didn't kill anyone.
Is different from the all things being equal, I just
But, like, everything ended up working out. I went to, I got into school, got in there, like, just being in the course, I was having a blast, learning all the stuff. And then, like, we finally get it in, like, and I loved it. Like, just like the problem solving and, like, everything like that. I ended up being, like, a tutor for half my class when it came to, like, math and everything like that. So the school ended up paying me to tutor my classmates. Then we did our work term at the end of the year. And, like, I ended up, like, working on, like, building a couple, like, brand new houses, like, the odd service call here and there.
Come on.
That's right, slap new, like, edgy Wakka from Final Fantasy X. And I ended up getting hired on by the guy that I did my work term with. And, like, I've loved it ever since. Like, it's ridiculous how much better going to work is when you don't hate your job.
Hey, get a grip, man. What's wrong with you?
Like, getting to go to a job that you actually enjoy being at is, like, such an amazing feeling, which is why, like, I can understand, like, some of these people that, like, actually get, like, big into the streaming aspect of things, and they can actually, like, start to enjoy themselves, and they start making enough money where it's like they're playing video games for a living. Really?
So what are you afraid of, huh? You're supposed to be the hero.
But, like, at the same time, I can understand how streaming and stuff can be stressful, because, like, there's all the editing, there's all, like, the
Time you picked her up.
advertising and stuff that you have to do to get yourself out there.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm fucking dying. But, like, all the advertising and all the behind the scenes stuff that a lot of people seem to forget about, and they think it's just playing games. And, like, the fact that a lot of people, they get stuck in, like, a niche, and then they end up playing games that they don't like. Or they end up playing the same game over and over again, and it gets, like, monotonous and fucking boring. Like, so I can understand that being, like, a stressful situation.
Let's soak it again. I hope everyone's alright.
That's because I'm playing Final Fantasy 13.
Standing there ain't gonna stop us.
Oh yeah, like his friend over there. I actually just mentioned that before you popped in. I was like, okay, edgy Wakka. That guy's actually a side character. He's and I always found it funny when I started playing this game and I looked at him. I was like, Cypher? Like down to the gray fucking coat, the blonde fucking hair, and being like an edgelord. I was like, Cypher from Final Fantasy Ace. So Cypher's teaming up with Wakka. I was like, oh, okay. I don't understand, but all right. Let's just go with it. No, we're not saving a new file. We're saving over the old file. It's like, I don't remember this guy in 13. It's like, I don't remember Wakka in 13, but it's like the beginning of the game, which is why you probably don't remember him. Again, I apologize for all the coughing, people. I have a terrible, terrible lungs and a terrible throat. I don't remember that design being on the back of his jacket. Yeah, like, I always find it funny sometimes you see some, like, the newer games, and you're like, wait a second. That character looks familiar. And, like, they pretty much, like, almost ripped off one of their older game characters. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Cypher from 8. Like, there was so much more they could have did with his character. And I hate that he ended up being a bad guy. Like, especially, like, he would have been, like, just the banter back and forth between him and Squall for the full game would have been fucking hilarious. Like, if they were in a fucking team together. But, like, it is what it is, right? He was an excellent villain. Excellent villain, points per second. I was just thinking about beating this game. Well, that right there is your sign from the Fae to beat this game again. You got to do it now. Don't make them come after you. Oh my god, it's so hilarious seeing like the amount of money you get in these games like this early on. It's like, oh, 100 gil. Thanks. A remaster of this, I wouldn't mind.
Stay sharp.
All right, on my go.
Even though, like, I don't really see there being too much they could really do with a remaster of this game, because, like, everything is really, really crisp. I feel like it would be it would have to be, like, a friggin' a remake at that point. Well, that's what I mean, Wesley. Like, a remaster would be nice if, like, to add in some, like, quality of life changes. But, like, I feel like to make this a trilogy bundle, 100%. 100%, that would be a fucking moneymaker right there. Like, a friggin' a trilogy bundle would be Oh, that's my first 4-star. I'm so disappointed in myself now. But that would be a perfect moneymaker right there, is a trilogy bundle. But, like, for this game, just with how crisp the fucking graphics are, it would be hard to do anything for a remaster for this. It's just, it's too new. It's just like when I see, like, I talked about this a little bit yesterday, like when I see them, yeah, I can understand this. It's one of the only sets that hasn't gotten an update. But, like, you know, The Last of Us, friggin' Grand Theft Auto, fucking Horizon Zero Dawn, and it's like, here's a remaster, here's an update, like, you know, we've made it prettier and better for, like, the newer consoles. Like, this game is not that old. Remaster something older, please. Oh, 100%. Like, don't get me wrong, I liked the Last of Us series. I enjoyed playing it very immensely, but it's too new. Yeah, Horizon, 100%. Spider-Man, like, they're all great fucking games, but they're too new for you to be remastering. Remaster something old. Bring back older RPGs. Bring back older fighting games. Like, I'd love to see them do a fucking complete redo of the Bloody Roar series for the PlayStation. I don't know if anybody in here is going to remember that fighting game. But that fighting game was fucking... It went so hard. Like... Within a year of release, exactly.
You care about kids.
Yeah, like even just a port of the originals. Xenosaga remake, 100%. You're not the first person to mention Xenosaga in here. But, like, even just having all of, like, the series on the newer consoles, like, they did, like, obviously now with the Pixel remaster out, Final Fantasy 1 through 10-2 is on the new gen consoles, like PS4, PS5, I think Xbox has them.
You have no idea what it was like.
Oh, exactly. And then they don't have 11, they don't have 12, they don't have any of the 13s, and then they have 14, 15, 16. So it's like you've got 11, 12, 13, 1, 2, and 3.
Let's keep it that way.
Like, that's five more games for you to make money off of. Like, even if you put them individually and didn't do, like, I thought I said 10. Because I know 10 and 10-2 were there. But, like, that's 5 games you could be making money on, even if you didn't remaster them and just strictly released them as, like, the base older games. Just port them over to the newer consoles. Old graphics, no updates, and you could sell them for, like, fucking, you know, 20, 30 bucks a piece, and people would eat that shit up. Same thing. I have like a copy of Final Fantasy VII on my PS Vita, my PSP, my fucking PlayStation 1, my PS3, my PS5, my PC. Like,